Welcome back to Life with Meg and Jen. This is week 2 of the Table series. Today we're looking at research from Columbia University on the benefits of family dinner and how that connects to eating at God's table. What's on our tables in the natural often reflects what's going on in our hearts. God is asking us to prepare the table for Him and make room for others. Let's dive in. Oh, glad we did that at the same time. Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Meg and Jen and our conversation about the table. I am just going to jump in this week and read off some of the notes I have. They're research notes. Let me just sidetrack a little bit. It's not typical of me at all. In 2016, so it was our 10th year for the studio, we did a show called The Table. So I had tons of notes from that. And it was the first show where I actually went out and talked between like the performance. It was, well, there's a whole lot to that whole story. Anyway, if you were around, you know, because I did it with a fever of 102. And covered in hives. It was really fun. Anyway, from the stage, it just looked like I had a really great blush on, I'm sure, but it was bad. Anyway, there was a lot going on at that time. Then, several years later, I had a radio show, talk radio, and so I used notes from that and did a whole radio segment on it. So I still have notes on that research, and this is from Columbia University, and this is either 2017 or 2018. So it's been a few years, but so it's probably more of a decline in some of it now. So I mean, this is kind of old now, but this is the benefits. That's what I'm going to give you first. For the physical, mental, and emotional benefits of basically family dinners, sitting around the table. But while you're hearing of it, think about how this relates spiritually as well. Okay. So, one benefit for family dinners mean better family relationships. You strengthen family bonds. There's a sense of security and a feeling of belonging. You have a higher self-esteem and greater sense of resilience. Number 2, it leads to healthier food choices. There's a lower likelihood of developing eating disorders and a lower rate of obesity. I can't even say
obesity?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Portion control, home cooked versus takeout. So basically it equals healthier kids. And I've definitely seen that for sure. And I'm also looking at this and God's saying, yeah, that helped you right there. I mean, honestly, because I grew up in the dance world back when people could say whatever they wanted. I'm a Gen Xer, so teachers, whatever, they could say whatever they wanted to you.
Yeah.
So there was a lot
more freedom of speech.
Yeah, so there was, especially among dancers, eating disorders was a pretty common.
It was?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I mean, even if you were a twig, you were still too fat. And I mean, that was the name. Yeah. I mean, so that there was not a good self-image. Like that was just not a.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, But no, I was at a dinner table for breakfast and supper every single day of my life. Like, that's just how we did things. So, you know, and even after school, I was sitting at the table to talk or whatever. So, I don't know why, but God just was like, saved you.
Wow.
So, anyway, good to know for myself.
Yeah.
Number 3, that was free. Okay. Number 3 leads to better grades. There is a significant link between family dinners and academic performance.
Wow.
Kids who have 5 to 7 family dinners per week were twice as likely to report receiving mostly A's and B's in school compared to kids who have fewer than 3 family dinners per week.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I've never connected that.
Family dinners lead to greater happiness. When children eat with their parents regularly, they are more likely to be emotionally strong and have better mental health. This effect is also found in mothers. They are found to be happier and less stressed.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, because you gotta get the food on the table and clean it up afterwards.
Yes.
But you do get that
calm. Yeah,
time,
just a little bit of
just
peace
to-
in there that
Yeah.
sit and eat and visit and connect. And
Yeah.
but that being said, as a mama, have you run, hurry, that is a time of,
Yeah.
as far as sitting, and that's the time where you get real conversations, hearing their hearts, and,
Yeah.
all of that. So I can see that as far as like a time of peace.
I don't know that my husband would say that for himself, sitting at the table with
All girls.
3 teenage girls and their crazy mother.
That's my
Because
husband
I
too.
remember one time him even saying, I need to go find a sports bar or something. Because
He's a manly
we
mom.
were like, what? He was like, I need to go sit with some men. Like, because we were laughing hysterically. We could understand what we were saying. He had no idea, just one of those good family dinners. But anyway.
Look at him now. He's fine.
But yeah, he's fine. But like, you can really translate this to spending time at the table with your Heavenly Father.
Mm-hmm.
That, you make better choices
Mm-hmm.
when you've spent time with God at the table.
Mm-hmm.
You have a better idea of who you are when you're spending time with God at the table.
On that note too, so important for when you do as a mama that your kids either see that or know that you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is for me, like I've always went to the table to do my Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I leave it.
Yeah.
And not because I'm like,
Look
I'll
what
see
God
what I
did.
did,
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's because I'm going back to that, or I want to remember, okay, like, wait, I'm not quite done with that, so I'll leave it or whatever. But the Lord has revealed that to me throughout, my momhood, that how important it is for your kids to see you. Anything, setting the table, that should be a normal thing. Cleaning the table, serving, like what an opportunity for us as mamas to show our love, serving, helping, cleaning, whatever that looks like, but also how important it is for our family to see what we're doing in the Word, or that we've been in the Word.
Yeah. And the greater happiness. Doesn't necessarily mean you can talk better, but the greater happiness, just any beyond happiness, just joy that you get from spending time with God. And that, when we set a table in our heart for Him, in the midst of chaos and whatever is going on, we can go back to that place and sit down at the table with God and just be with Him. And we can find that place of joy. We can, calm down a little bit, do the less stress. Like, you know, when we understand the significance of a physical table and what it represents, and that we can learn to do that in our heart for him, you know, there's just this.
So that's exactly how he revealed and showed me things in my life through this season. Okay, so when he started putting this table as the heart of the home thing in my heart, he told me, what's on your table is what's most important to you. So if this is the heart of my home, and I have my calendar wide open sitting on my table, and a heat press work, and you know, I literally, the table that's ours in the house it was a mess, and it was showing me that I was, you know, in my heart, I'm so focused on how my day's planned and what is going on, that I have to have a calendar this big, and it's got to be right there for everybody to see. The heat press for work is important because, you know, it's work, and you know, and then the laundry, you know, and so it was showing me how messy my heart was in my home.
Oh wow!
So through this, he was like, clean it off.
Yeah.
Prepare the table. You know, clean your home, get it back to what's important. So our Bibles are there with the cake stands now, and a little fall decor because came to plane. But it was just really an eye-opening moment for me, and I know it's not. It was something that he had to show me and reveal to me, and not for everyone. But it is like I told. Like, I think if you are having a little chaos going on in your life, or things are, start there.
Yeah.
Start just cleaning your table like Jesus is coming that evening, and then set it. Set it to what makes you happy, what's important to you, you know, whether it be your Bible or a little fall decor or whatever, you know, but prepare your home, and that's the best and first place that I think you could start, you know. But that's how I broke it down to me is all of this is on your heart.
Yeah.
And look at, I'm like, it's a mess. I'm sorry, Lord.
So often we do need God to say, hey, take a look around you physically. That's what it looks like.
I think too, as mamas,
spiritually,
yes, we see all of this, and he's like, start here. Just start here, you know, and that's my thing with like people that like, I'm so hungry, I need to get in the Word, I need, you know, and I'm like, just start. Whether if you get a devotional, or if you just, we encourage our preteens every day, get your Bible out and open it. Just start there, just open it, and then next week you open it and you read one little verse, and then, you know, and before you know it, that hunger will grow and grow, and then you're reading a chapter, you know. So I just think that for us as mamas, we always just see this big, massive to-do list of home. The whole house is messy. Okay, don't look at the whole house. Just look at one place.
So that goes back to where what you were saying earlier, how when we first start sitting at the table, like you're in a high chair, and then you move to a booster seat, and then
you're in a big girl
but at a little table sometimes, or you know, like the kids' table, or whatever, like
different seasons.
And you know, we have a big table that will seat 6, 8, like 12. I think it'll sit 12. And then we have a little 4-person game table. We used to have every meal at the big table because there were 5 of us, you know, and then we dwindled down and there's just 2 of us. But it's so funny to me because when everybody comes home, we still try to cram around that 4-person table because that's where we are right now. Like, my husband just naturally goes and sits there.
Y'all all have your own seat.
Yes, but sometimes the son-in-laws don't realize.
They don't know that.
Which one's mine? So I have to move around. But anyway, it's fine. But I'm like trying to make everybody mentally go, okay, when we're all together, we're at the big table. But we do just all gravitate to like smushing up next to each other. So, but I had a point with all that too, but I don't remember what it was. I've been sick this past week, and so my brain is just not
totally there yet. Yeah, I think it's just the comfort or the familiar being a familiar place. That I have not been sick. I just can't use words. It seems that way because even at ours, like we all have our little space and place. Well, some marriages have some, so new. We have, and that you have company over, and they don't know,
Yeah.
So when people come in there in your seat, you're like, this is weird.
Yeah. I will tell y'all a little story. We went to a church one time to dance. And we would bring a big group in. Usually there's always, like at least 10. That would be a small group, usually 15 or more. Well, and it was a small church, so we tried to be real discreet, sit in the back, because we don't want to do that. Like, there's so many people that have their seats, so you're,
At church, though?
Yeah, there's a lot of, people have, don't you have the same, do you sit in the same place every Sunday?
Okay, yeah, but I'm thinking like in fellowship hall, no.
No.
So it was just like a church.
So we were performing at the church, so, like part of praise and worship. And we offended, this one particular church, we offended the people so bad.
Because you sat in the back?
Well, we sat in our seats.
Oh, no. The Lord revealed that to me years ago.
It's hard to, though.
That is not our seats. That's the Lord's seat.
Yeah.
And
but
I had
you
to
get comfortable in those seats.
Yeah.
You get kind of a...
No, I agree. Yeah, in the old church that we were, it was, and one time they were bringing out chairs into the back, and so I just went to the back, and Lulu, sat with me, and she was like, I said, what is wrong with you? And she was like, I just like sitting in our seat. I said, that is not your seat. You did not purchase that seat. These are Jesus' seat, and I am grateful and thankful for a packed church house. And there was a lady beside me. Thank you. I was like, oh, I'm talking to you. Sorry, my kid. Man, some people just the Lord, I'm like, that is not your seat.
Yeah.
But how cool, okay. And one day you're going to be the only one in there because you don't made everybody in there upset because they sat in their seat.
Right. But we need to remember that at our own tables to make room for others.
Just like Jesus did, and we'll get into that as far as he ate with the sinners. And, and
it made room for, he made room for Judas.
Yeah. He knew, someone that was going to, go against him.
Yeah.
So, very cool.
So, okay, guys, we'll see you next week for more of our talk about the table talk. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for week 2 of the table series. We hope today encouraged you to see your table and your heart in a new way. Remember, God is inviting you to prepare a place for Him and make room for others. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week when we talk about breakfast at the table and setting the tone for your day.